back with another Book Club Picks episode. Today we're going to look at 4 books that we've read for my afternoon book discussion and tell you if we liked them or not. So, the first book is What Alice Forgot, and it is by Liane Moriarty. You know her by her popular books Big Little Lies, and others like that. This one is about Alice. She wakes up and she's in the hospital, and she thinks that it's 10 years ago. She doesn't realize that 10 years have passed. She's lost her memory. And her reality, what she thought would happen, is much different than what she's living. And the story kind of progresses, and we see where she ends up, and kind of gives us little clues along the way about what happened and to her and her family. And it's kind of a mystery. It kind of unravels slowly. You learn little pieces at a time, and the finale, it's really satisfying, and it was kind of fun to go along and see how her expectations met reality, and how things don't always work out like you think they're going to. So it's kind of a mystery, but kind of a family mystery. So it was enjoyable. We enjoyed this one. The next one is Fallen Angels by Patricia Hickman. This one was really good, really different. It is a Christian fiction story. Takes place in the Depression, and it's a con man, and he's just driving on the road. He's actually running from people that are after him, and he meets up with these 3 children that were abandoned. So he's kind of pressured, guilted into taking these children in, trying to help them. They reach this town, and the town mistakes them for the new pastor and his children, which he is far from a pastor. So Angel is a little girl. She's trying to take care of her 2 other siblings. So she has to work with Jeb, con man, to try to make him believable as the pastor, so they can stay here, because they're given a home and food and support by this town. So Jeb, he can't read, and he has to start preaching sermons. So Angel starts reading the Bible to him, and just this little girl that's leaving this grown man. It's it's a really good story, and they have to try to keep their place in this town. So it's a story about how a man that's not close to God is drawn to him through this little girl and through this town, and how God uses people and places and things to touch our lives. So really good story. This is a first in a series also. So the next one is a lot different. Of course, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I usually don't read suspenseful stories like this, but we read it for book discussion. Kind of branch out a little bit. Very suspenseful, super suspenseful. I will say it takes about 100 pages to get into this one, at least it did for me. It seems like there's not a lot happening, but it's kind of building the tension, building the story of this woman. She's an unreliable narrator. She's been through this trauma. We don't really know what's happened. We do know that she drinks a lot and takes a lot of pills, so you don't know what to believe, what's true, what's made up in her mind in this story. There's a lot of twists. She gets involved with this family next door, and I personally didn't see the ending coming. I had no clue. There were a couple ladies, I think, in my book discussion that kind of figured it out, so I was kind of in the dark though for a while. But there is some language, and if you're worried about that kind of content, but it is a really suspenseful, really scary book, and they are making it into a movie. I think they have made it into a movie. It's just when it's going to be released. So that's that one. Then the last one is River Rising by Athol Dixon. It's a Christian fiction. It's the story of Hale Poser. He comes to this kind of small town in Louisiana. It's in the swamp, in the bayou. This is kind of a fable almost, kind of magical realism in it. It is a Christian fiction story. It's this town that's kind of divided by racism, and how this man arrives, this stranger, and kind of brings this town together. He ends up searching for a missing infant, which brings him to, it's kind of a shocking twist in the story where he ends up. Really horrible twist. But it brings him face to face with his past. So there's also this flood that is coming. So the town, also in the midst of this child that's missing, they have this flood, river rising. They have to come together and try to, combat this flood and try to keep each other safe. So, in the midst of this devastation and the suffering that's going on, they encounter God, and He uses them, to show, just because your skin color is different doesn't mean we're different on the inside. We're all the same on the inside. So he basically uses this one man to bring these people together. So it's really a powerful story. I would definitely recommend it. It's very good, and it's different from what I usually read, so I enjoyed the departure. Okay, so those are the 4 books we'll discuss today. If you'd like to read them, you can check out copies at the library. You can place holds at briggslibrary.com, or you can do ebooks with Overdrive and do audiobooks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.